So, dude, you bored of the multiverse yet?
For the last time, no.
Really?
Welcome to the Out of Touch podcast. I'm Chris, that's Bill, and today we're talking about Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2. Wait, Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2. Wait, what the hell is this movie called?
Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2.
Okay, I did say it right.
Yeah.
Alright, what did you think of this movie, Bill? Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was kind of like thinking the whole time, I'm like, this is why this movie's 3 parts? To tell me about Psycho Pirate's origin and...
I kind of got it after the first part.
Yeah.
But don't forget we needed the weird additional backstory for Supergirl.
I guess.
For some reason,
Yeah.
it was deemed necessary, apparently.
I don't know how I feel about this movie. I didn't hate it, but at the same time, it was boring. And why is Batman Beyond in this movie if he's gonna barely talk or do anything?
For a minute there, I thought he wasn't going to talk at all.
I would have been so mad. I was just like, what are you even doing here? Why did you do that? The movie's a cock tease. We'll finally get Batman Beyond and something, and he even has the right voice and everything.
He does have the right voice.
And he literally talks twice, and that's it.
I think it was 3 times.
Okay.
Maybe 4. But it took a long time.
And also, for a second, I thought they were going to give us something like kind of cool, where it's like, okay, we're going to get a Batman versus Batman Beyond fight, and then fucking Robin ruined it.
I mean, it was still a cool moment. Batman
Yeah.
fighting 2 of his sons.
I guess.
Batman has a lot of kids in this movie.
He does, and he hates them all.
He does hate them all.
It's like the worst dad.
I mean, to be fair, he's not their dad.
That's true.
How would you like if a bunch of, like, let's face it, adults and one kid showed up and be like, Dad! You'd be like, excuse me?
Next door.
They're like, no, you're our dad. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Leave me alone.
It's a lot of child support. But yeah, I don't know. It is kind of funny that the one Batman in this movie, well, I guess there's 2 Batmans because Batman Beyond is in there, but like the one actual Bruce Wayne Batman just is like, I don't want anything to do with any of you. You all suck, and I'm not proud of any of you.
I have no son.
Yeah. Also, that little tiny Robin tried to stab Joker in the face with a katana.
Hey, to be fair, he was like, no, the handle would have done it. I don't know, Damien. I know how you roll.
The handle would have hit him in the head. Just like, would it have? Yes. Would it have? No. That's exactly what I thought. Also, why no Nightwing?
Well, to be fair, I think they're trying to harken back to the comic. In that comic, there was Earth 2 Robin, who was an adult, but still was Robin.
Okay.
And I don't think Nightwing existed yet.
But Batman Beyond's there.
I know.
So why no Nightwing?
Look. Nightwing's been in a bunch of movies. Let Dick Grayson be Robin in a thing.
I guess so.
He's Earth 2 Robin.
I guess there's like 3 Robins. Like Damian, I guess one of them might have been Tim Drake, and then that other one.
No, there was just the 2.
Oh, really?
I think you're just confused because Dick Grayson's just wearing the modern Robin suit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was just Dick Grayson Robin, who's like an adult, and pint-sized Damien. You know, we got Helena Wayne, Barbara Gordon Batgirl. Batwing shows up for one scene, then fucks off.
He really does just show up for one scene. He's like, I'm Batwing.
He doesn't say that. He's just there.
It's true. There's a lot of people that are just there in this movie.
I mean, fair is fair. He fared better in this movie than his last movie, Apocalypse War.
Oh, yeah.
The one where everybody dies.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, he's one of them.
And I guess maybe there's something to do with that movie, because Constantine, spoiler.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of speculated on the last one that mysterious homeless man that was clearly Constantine was definitely Constantine, and it was definitely Constantine, and he
Yeah.
is voiced by Matt Ryan, so I don't know. I think that credit in the last movie was a lie,
Maybe.
unless they just had him do it in Nolan North do the voice in the last one. I don't know. They sounded too much like Matt Ryan to me, though.
I mean, Nolan North is really that good, but
I feel like most of the stuff I've heard, he just sounds like Nolan North, but with a slightly deeper or lighter voice.
I don't know. He sometimes is pretty good. Yeah, it's
It takes way too long to get going.
yeah.
There's so much backstory stuff. Like, oh, I can't even remember. Was Psycho Pirate in the Justice Society movie? I guess he was.
I don't know. You know, I hate to say it, but like these newer batch DC movies, like they look good, but man, they're like in one ear out the other a lot of times. I'm like, what happened? Like besides for like the one like solo Superman movie, I'm just like
I'm gonna stick up for the Long Halloween movies. Those are good.
those are good, yeah, but a lot of them have just been like okay. I mean, like you know, I liked a few of them, like the Superman, the Batman ones. I would even say the one with like the Legion of Superheroes was okay, but yeah, I don't know. That War World one was like terrible, and
I think that was just planted the seed of destruction in
Yeah.
your brain. You forgot about Green Lantern.
oh yeah, right. The Green Lantern one was kind of cool because Parallax.
And they called back to it because I saw the clip online. The old crazy Constantine was in that one. And that one I was definitely voiced by Nolan North.
Okay.
The world will end in a flash of light, and you'll be gone. You'll all be gone, just like the others.
It definitely sounded more like him. But I like the fact that it's still connected to the stuff from before. That's the one bit thread I'm like, I dig that. And this version of Constantine is this adaptation's version of the character Pariah.
Okay. I have no idea about the original like source material.
Well, Pariah was a guy who was like forced to basically watch each universe die one by one.
Did the Monitor make him do it?
I don't remember.
He's just like, this is what you do now. Why? I don't know. I just do weird shit like this.
It might have been the Anti-Monitor that did it to him. I don't remember.
Okay.
And in the Arrowverse version, it was the most recent version of Wells at the time,
Okay.
because that's what they did.
That is what they did.
Harrison Wells times a million. But this one was very Psycho Pirate heavy.
Yeah, it really was. It was just like, do you want to know about Psycho Pirate's tragic backstory of how he was a child that was like a super empath, I guess, and
And then decided he really liked Nazis.
yeah, that too. And then yeah, he killed his boarding school and stuff. I don't know. I was just like, like granted, this movie is not nearly as bad as Warworld, but like it was boring. Especially since it's like you're gonna do this movie in 3 parts, and I feel like part 2 just like, what did I get out of part 2? I guess like the Anti-Monitor is something.
I thought he would show up. I
Yeah.
thought he was going to show up at the end. Unless, was that him at the end?
I mean, like
Was that supposed to be him at the end?
Yeah, I guess he's like forming.
I don't know. The movie doesn't end. It stops.
It does stop.
Literally, it just stops. The first one kind of just stopped too,
Yeah.
but this felt way more abrupt,
It's weird. They're like fighting weird shadow creatures in this movie, and
which is from the comic.
yeah.
They did it in the TV version too.
Yeah, and then, you know, Psycho Pirate makes everybody fight each other
Yep.
because reasons. And you don't even know what he's doing. He talks to the Anti-Monitor. The Monitor's just like, what is a name? Or the voice is like, what's a name? I'm anti the Monitor or something. Or he says that. And it's just like, he clearly makes a deal with this guy to do something. I don't even know why the Anti-Monitor wants to destroy all reality. Is he just like the opposite of the Monitor because the Monitor is so old that it's like all your negative energy like
I think-
formed in the universe and formed an anti-you now because that's what happens if you live for 100 billion years.
I don't remember his origin, but I think his goal was to create a universe made of antimatter
Okay.
and not matter. He's like, I don't like all this matter. I want to make antimatter because fuck matter. Because it doesn't matter.
Yeah. He's all opposite and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know, like, if I could even say, like, there's any, like, cool moments, really.
I guess to me the highlight was, hey, I was right. That was Constantine.
Yeah.
Yay me for recognizing a British voice.
Yeah.
I mean, this is some okay action. It's kind of sparsed out. We had a lot of like random asides and like we just sort of randomly follow Commandy the Lost Boy teaming up with Solivar for no particular reason.
Yeah.
They probably could have cut that whole thing. Even though I like Solivar and like the cartoons and stuff, and they had like a fun little dynamic that wasn't that well developed. They could have cut it.
Yeah.
This movie's like 90 minutes. If it trim the fat, you know, you don't need it.
Yeah. I don't know, you know, and also like for this movie being like a multiverse thing, it's like we really barely get any glimpses of like any of the other Earths. It's just like
Well,
we just see the towers.
Yeah, I mean, we see Commandy's world where it's like a post-apocalypse, and we're told that there's like animal people. We don't see any of them.
Yeah.
There's some kind of atomic knights, and we see a world ruled by Amazons, and they're super anti-men to the point where they're just like, those are just slaves.
Yeah.
And then there's just that one Gotham we visit it's just like regular Gotham.
Yeah.
There's a Joker and everything.
Yeah. It's like, hey, the Joker's here, and he's gonna destroy the tower because of course the Joker's gonna destroy the tower.
He wants to see what happens.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen if I destroy it? It's like everything will be destroyed. Well, I want to see that.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, that's fair. That's in character.
Yeah.
If the movie had like a okayish opening with that, you know, you had Grundy and Killer Croc, and then all the other Bat Family people show up, and then all of a sudden it's just like, what are we doing? Where are we?
Yeah.
Why are we before all this? Why are we in the past again?
It's like, oh boy, Krypton's exploding again. How many times have I seen Krypton
I
explode?
saw that movie already.
Yeah. It's like, it keeps happening. It's like, man, the planet just loves to explode.
It's exploded on the big screen at least. You see it at least 1, 2, 3, at least 4 different times. Because even in the movie Superman Returns, they just throw in the blowing up of Krypton for no particular reason.
Yep. It's how it happens.
It's like the Waynes getting murdered. You're gonna see it.
Surprised that didn't happen in this movie.
It's still a part 3.
It's true. But like, I don't even know what part 3 is gonna be. Is it just gonna be them fighting this giant monster?
It's just gonna presumably just be the battle with the Anti-Monitor.
Okay.
In the comic, there's like a point where only 3 Earths remain. And I think it was regular like Earth 1, might have been Earth 2, maybe not even Earth 2. But I think it was the Shazam Earth and the Charlton Comics Earth.
Okay.
I think those were the remaining Earths, those 3. And then they kind of like fused together at the end. To sort of justify Shazam now being in the regular DC universe. Also, we have Blue Beetle and stuff now.
Okay. Right, because like the whole reason for this event was like things are too complicated. We need to like
We gotta clean it up.
yeah, reset. No more multiverse.
Sweep all that away.
Yeah.
One Earth, one continuity. No more imaginary stories. Well, maybe eventually imaginary stories. But it's not a multiverse.
No.
Okay, it's a multiverse.
Just keeps happening.
That's what happened. They just kept creating else worlds. It's like, it's just a what if, it's an imagine. Okay, fuck it, the multiverse exists.
Yeah. It's like everything is canon and it's fine.
I think that was the whole point of Infinite Crisis. I think that restored the multiverse, or one of those events did that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. That if you try to read the wider DC universe stuff, it's just a headache to me. It's just universes imploding and exploding and rebooting and resetting, and sometimes it's Dr. Manhattan's fault, and sometimes it's not.
Man.
Sometimes Superboy Prime punches reality and Jason Todd comes to life again. That's a thing that happened.
It's so ridiculous because when it comes to these like, you know, universal intergalactic events, and then you have Batman there, and it's like, quick, Batman, throw a Batarang into that portal. It'll help everything.
That big final battle, and Batman's like, "Good job, everybody." Helpful.
Yeah.
It's one thing when he's like at the tower being all tactical and stuff, but it's like when everyone's got powers, it's like only light-based energy. I throw a Batarang at it. Is it light-based? It's sharp. I'm out of blowy-uppy ones.
Yeah. It's like I used them all. He doesn't even have those cool little rocket booster things he had in one of those movies. Also, I don't know anything about Dr. Light, but why is she such a bitch?
I don't know. Was it just because of Psycho Pirate?
I don't know. Yeah, she's like super angry and like sassy.
Yeah, yeah. Almost unnecessarily.
Yeah,
But again, it might have just been because of Psycho Pirate.
maybe.
That's sort of just. I mean, Batman was kind of a jerk initially, but then he became more of an asshole when Psycho Pirate started fucking with everybody's brains.
Yeah.
So maybe she was just sassy, and then Psycho Pirate turned her into a bitch. I don't know.
Who knows?
Look, we can just blame it all on Psycho Pirate. It's fine.
Psycho Pirate.
All the problems in this movie can be blamed on Psycho Pirate, just like all the problems in DC Comics can be blamed on Dr. Manhattan.
Right.
Scapegoats.
Also, I guess, Psycho Pirate's power, besides his, like, emotional manipulation, is he can, I guess, inhabit any of his other lives in other universes.
I don't even know if he's doing that. He just seems to be jumping to different universes.
But he's, like, dressed all differently and it seems like they have, like, pre-existing history. Because he, like, jumps into one universe, and he's clearly, like, the president and stuff. And, like, there's, like, a riot, and he's just like, I guess this didn't work out. Like...
I think that might have just been a time jump thing. I don't know.
Okay.
The movie's a little all over the place.
It is. It sure takes its time explaining a lot of stuff you don't care about, and then other stuff, it's just like, it's just there. Go with it. It's like, hey, look, it's Batman Beyond. Do you remember that from 20 years ago? Oh, you don't? Well, fuck you. Like,
Do you know who Dr. Light is? Well, fuck you.
yeah.
Do you know who Mr. Terrific is? Fuck you. Do you know who Blue Beetle is? No, not that Blue Beetle. This Blue Beetle.
Yeah. It's the Blue Beetle. Everybody on the internet says they want a Blue Beetle and Booster Gold movie, and it's just like, okay, great. That movie's not going to make any money, but yeah, go for it.
Hey, you know what? We've been asking for Sherlock Holmes 3. A movie will make $25.
That's true. But the difference is I want that movie, though.
I mean, I'll take both.
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes over Blue Beetle and Booster Gold
Yeah.
because I want that one more.
Hey, we paid our bucks to see the other Blue Beetle movie. It was fine.
Nobody cared.
Yeah. At least that one has an alien exosuit, like the Guyver or something.
Yeah, I mean, this one is just Batman.
I guess so. It's Batman in a blue costume. He's great.
I don't know if it'll play into the ending of part 3, but I always remember hearing that Psycho Pirate was like one of the only characters that remembered the crisis.
Okay.
Like everybody like forgot or something, but he remembered. Like he remembered the old universe. Everyone else forgot.
Okay. Guess that would make sense because his power was he can travel between the universes. So. But.
You know who they have? I'm surprised they didn't bring in like, okay, we got Supergirl. Is she gonna die? We don't know yet. There's still one more part. But Crisis also had like Power Girl.
Okay.
Her Earth was destroyed.
Right. Then she like showed up. It's like I'm Power Girl now.
And her backstory was so confusing they kept trying to change it to something else. And then that was explained as like, the universe was just trying to make sense of you. That's why your backstory kept changing.
That's good writing.
Yeah, let's go with that.
They're like, listen, why'd you keep his character around? It's like because we have a lot of artists that really like drawing her. Okay.
Fans buy posters.
And we don't pay our artists that much money, so this is all they got. It's like, listen, you got to draw this Superman comic, but Power Girl can be in it. Oh, okay.
I'm
Power
in.
Girl. But yeah, she didn't show up. Also, the other Supermans, they don't look different enough.
No, I still don't understand why the other Superman doesn't have gray temples.
Yeah.
I probably mixed them up like constantly in this movie without realizing it.
They should have just put Electric Blue Superman as one of the Supermans instead.
I mean, they should have just put him in there like they did Batman Beyond. Why
Yeah.
not?
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
People would be like, who the heck is this? It doesn't matter. Look at that Superman. He looks crazy.
I guess it could still happen.
Yeah.
There's still one more part. Maybe that Kevin Conroy rumor's true. It might not be. But it'd be nice if it was.
Who knows?
Yes!
I mean, I guess like at the end of the day, it's like these are direct to video movies, so you know, they probably don't have that big of a budget
No.
compared to like something like Into the Spider-Verse and Across the
No,
Spider-Verse.
not at all. Not even close.
But like, you know, it is kind of like one of those things where it's just like, I've seen this concept done way better. And, you know, DC's got like the catalog of characters to do something that cool, and it's kind of like they never want to like really fully commit to something like that. Like they make like animated DC movies for theaters, and they're always like, hey, look, it's Teen Titans Go and Super Pets. And I'm like, why don't you do something cool? Like,
Lego Batman?
I mean, Lego Batman was cool, but
You know, they got those people like trying to pitch a Batman Beyond animated movie. And that's
Yeah.
falling on deaf ears.
just weird because it does say Batman. I mean, they freaking made a Batman thing about everything. It's like, hey, look, are you curious about Batman's butler's past? Are you curious about like Batman when he was a kid and a young Commissioner Gordon?
Do you want to show your kids a cartoon about Batman's car?
Are you curious about characters that are barely in Batman comics and a new Batman son we created for some dumb show?
And Batman dies 0.5 seconds into the show?
Yeah.
Or what about a different show about Batman's adopted son you actually know and like?
Oh, yeah. Then there was Birds of Prey. They've made so many Batman things that it's just like, why not roll the dice? Why not just make Batman Beyond animated movie? It at least says Batman.
It says it in the title.
Yeah.
It would look cool.
Yeah. But, whatever. I don't know what else to say about this movie. I hope part 3 is better. Maybe part 3 will bring it home.
Maybe.
But part 2 is kind of like,
God, could you imagine the, like, because, like, for, like, the other 2-part movies, they release, like, the full versions? Man,
Yeah.
what do you think this movie feels like in one sitting?
I don't know. I feel like it will feel like a lot of like, okay, let's fast forward through all the Psycho Pirate stuff.
It's like, oh, God, the Flash is in the past
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, you know, and I will even say that first movie, if I remember correctly, did have like a slow start, but it then kind of picked up like, kind of like at the end, and you were kind of like, okay.
I mean,
things
this
are-
movie was just starting to pick up,
Yeah.
and then it stopped.
Yeah, pretty much.
So maybe the other one will start strong until it jumps back into the past for some reason.
Yeah. They gotta
Yes.
tell us some other obscure hero that nobody cares about pass.
Maybe we have to hear the Monitor's actual past or some
Oh,
bull
man.
crap.
He's like, I was part of an ancient race that discovered, I don't know, something.
I don't know. They did something like that in the Arrowverse.
I guess they did. Man, it's been a while since I've seen like the Arrow versus Crisis on Infinite Earth. I don't know though. I feel like I was more invested in that version though.
I mean, fair is fair. You know, that continuity had been going on a lot longer.
Yeah, it was more of a novelty. It was just like ridiculous. They're like, hey, look, 5 shows. Gonna like have a crossover.
With like 7 other shows and a couple of movies.
Yeah.
Who's gonna show up and die? A lot of people, actually.
But anyway, do you have anything else to say about Crisis on Infinite Earths?
No.
Well, hopefully part 3's better. That's Out of Touch podcast for this week. Maybe skip this one.
Or wait for the full version.
What have I done?